All right, so episode 2 of our NFT flipping series, where we're turning $500 into into $100,000. This is episode 2, guys. If you haven't seen episode 1, check it out. But what we were able to do was turn roughly, $400 into $1,600 on a single trade here. So you can go back and watch that one. I am going to give you some secrets at the end of this video about whitelist and what you should know about that, because a lot of you guys are complaining and being absolute losers in the comments of the last video. So there's something you guys need to know, and we're going to talk about that later. So let's go ahead and give you the trade right now. I told you I was going to buy the dip in Moonshot after collecting some profits. And so right now we see the floor is extremely thin, and that's exactly why I want to get in. So we're going to go ahead and buy 2 of these. Now, from a risk to reward perspective, it's not the greatest trade of all time. Okay, but I know there's high demand for this video right now. I know you guys really want to watch this, and I'm getting comments left and right saying, Alex, can't wait to the next video. So fuck it, we're going in. And so let me break this down from risk to reward perspective. Boom, we've got one now, and we're gonna buy the second one here in just a second. So let's see here. So I think the absolute bottom for these would be 0.1. Guys, you are out of your mind if you think these should be worth less than 0.1. So what's my risk? Well, if I'm paying 0.17 basically right now, then my risk is 0.07 Ether for each of them. Okay, and let me explain to you why. Okay, so we just bought 2 of those right there for 0.169 both, right? I think. So my risk, once again, every trade before you get in, you need to define your risk. In this case, our risk is 0.07 Ether, which is roughly like a 40% loss if we fall back down there. But once again, it doesn't mean you're going to sell at a loss if it gets to 0.1. That's just your bottom, where we know, hey, this shit is not going to go below 0.1, because you have to understand the fundamentals behind this project. By holding these, you're going to get access to future whitelist, future pre-sales on Immutable X. That alone is super valuable, because right now a lot of you have to go in Discords for 6 hours and type comments and do all this groupie bullshit, and think about it, 6 hours of your time, or you could just hold one of these and get access to future and upcoming drops. So that alone gives us a bottom of 0.1. There's zero reason for this to ever go below 0.1 as long as it delivers on this launch pad for Immutable X. You see what I mean? And so a lot of people were talking about there's some bigger launch pad coming to Immutable X, but there's no rule that says there can't be multiple winning launch pads. For example, if you have a bunch of internet companies, why can't you have a bunch of winning launch pads on Immutable X? And so we have, Moonshot, and then we've got that other big one supposedly that's coming, right? So look, this is the first mover. Where's that other launch pad? I don't see it, right? So yeah, Moonshot is the way to go right now. Obviously, Land Loot has a launch pad, but no one likes Land Loot, so that's the play, guys. So we bought 2 right here, and actually we can go to our transaction history and we can show you guys exactly what we bought these for. But if you are seeing the price here, remember, you have a choice based on your risk analysis. My risk analysis says this will not go below 0.1 for what it gives you, right? Whitelist, pre-sale access, and that is super, super valuable, especially on an emerging marketplace like Immutable. So we bought it for 0.168 and 0.169 right there, guys. And so the 2 major takeaways you should be getting from this video right now is, 1, you have to define your risk before you enter the trade. What's the worst case scenario, right? You have to have that case accepted. That way you have no emotions and you continue to make decisions off of logic. So once again, step number 1, what have we done before entering this trade? We defined and accepted the maximum risk, which would be a drop all the way down to 0.1 as the absolute worst case scenario, which would be a 0.14 Ether loss in total. Does that make sense? So we fully accept that. Step number 2, we analyze the floor and we see, hey, this is pretty damn thin. We're 9 buys away, 12 buys away from a 0.2 Ether floor. Guys, that is nothing. That is nothing. And so what that tells you is, for example, earlier in the day when I was looking at the price, I saw the floor was a lot thicker. Right now it's a lot thinner, which is showing us less people are trying to flip right now. And to me, that's an indication that we have gotten rid of a lot of paper hands, or a lot of people who already wanted to flip. You see what I mean? So the market condition is changing. The actions of others is changing, and we're analyzing that and seeing that through the price. So when we compare our price analysis and our risk analysis, that's how we know that we can comfortably enter this trade, and as long as, once again, you accept the risk, right? So I've done that, and that's my trade here. So we will come back, and guys, that's your transparent breakdown. There's nobody else doing that and showing you. And so you've seen the prices I've bought for, right? So we bought 2 for 0.169 roughly. So what can I lose? First off, if it drops all the way down to the bottom, well, it's going to get support at the bottom. So let's say worst case scenario, right? Worst case is, what if this dropped all the way down to 0.1? Well, then we know it would bounce out of there, because there's a lot of people who are thinking like me, who think there's no way this should be worth less than that. And so we have a bottom, then you bounce from the bottom. So really, if it bounces from the bottom and gets support like we would expect it to at this major psychological level, let's say it bounces to 0.12, that, in my opinion, would be the worst case loss on this trade. So if we had to get out as the worst case, I think it would be at 0.12, which means we'd be losing what? Around 0.05 Ether per Moonshot. Now, okay, 0.05 times 2 equals 0.1 Ether. Now, 0.1 Ether is equal to $400. Now, that's our risk, is $400 of risk, but let's break down the upside. So I think, yeah, this absolutely can double. There is no competitive launch pad to this right now on Immutable X. The reveal has not taken place, and price loves to run up into the reveal. And so when we combine all these factors that I've shown you, the bottom, our risk, the fact they haven't revealed yet, the fact that they don't have much competition as of now, they're a first mover, all these reasons add up to lead us to believe that this could double. This could double. And so let's just say, let's just say it doubles, 0.33. Well, what's the profit on that? Let's say it's 0.16 profit times 2, right? Because you got 2 of these. Let's just say this is all a breakdown and possibilities we're going over here. If you make 0.16 Ether on 2, you're making 0.32 Ether. And so in our risk, right, if we lose, we're going to lose $400. If we win, we're going to probably make at least $1,300. So that's a 4-to-1 risk to reward. That is a phenomenal setup. That being said, how could we make this trade even better is if we had the patience to wait for a dip down to 0.1. But, it's probably not going to happen, in my opinion. Could I be wrong? Absolutely. So I've prepared for the worst case. I've prepared for that possibility. But that's where you'd really want to load the boat, is if this got down to 0.1 here, based on the circumstances we're seeing right now, based on our thesis right now. Circumstances in the environment can change, but based on the analysis as of now, this is clearly a highly favorable setup, and on top of that, the floor is thin. So guys, we had a lot of reasons, right? We didn't jump in this based on hype. I didn't jump on this because some influencer said it's good. I didn't jump in on this because of anyone's reason. I found my own reasons, and I probably listed like 5 or 6 reasons why this is a good trade, and I also listed what's the risk involved. So, it's a good trade when you can come up with like 5 to 6 really great reasons for why it's a good trade, right? A lot of things you can only come up with like maybe 2 good reasons why it's a good trade, and those are usually the trades you're going to have less confidence in. And so if you have less confidence in it, then once again, it's probably not the best trade, right? And so working with a smaller amount, turning $500 into $100,000, you got to take the best opportunities when you're starting out. And this is a fantastic opportunity, in my opinion, based on our analysis. And that's why we pull the trigger. It's a 4-to-1 risk to reward. And that's how you do it, guys. So hopefully this analysis, this breakdown, the thought process helps you in, applying this process to future trades. So you can obviously take advantage of any opportunity, whether it be on this project or other projects, right? So guys, if you enjoyed this video and breakdown, drop a like, make sure you are subscribed, and remember, you always got to accept the risk, because if you can't accept the risk before jumping in, then you're going to get emotional as soon as things start turning against you. And a lot of times when things start turning against you is actually when you should be getting more aggressive and getting in. But what happens when you're emotional? You shut down, you shut off, and you'll actually panic sell at a loss, because once again, you went into the trade without accepting your risk. As soon as you're comfortable with the risk, you're comfortable with the plan you laid out, that's how you're going to be able to extract maximal gains. And so I always set my price targets low, and I always allow my expectations to be exceeded. So this is like our median price target. I would say the most modest price target is 0.25 Ether on these. And then, guys, like I said, let your expectations be exceeded. Maybe you could sell one at these prices and hold the other to, as long as price action and at what you're seeing is in line with your, what you're seeing, right? I don't know how to say that, guys, but you know what I mean, right? Once you get progress in the price, and once you're at like 0.25 or 0.3, how thick is the floor? What's the circumstance? Has the environment changed, right? What are other people doing? How are they perceiving the price action, right? Are more people holding? Are more people selling, right? You have to read the markets and make adjustments as price moves. So guys, that's the plan here. That's your breakdown, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, drop a like. Make sure you subscribe. And if you listened to me at the beginning of the video, I told you I would give you the secrets to how to get on whitelist and pre-sales. And the secret is there is no fucking secret. Stop wasting your time in comment sections. Stop wasting your time, asking what's the secret website? What's the secret tricks to getting whitelist and pre-sale? Guys, there is no secrets. You either put in the time and the effort and be rewarded for that, or you complain and you be the guy who complains in comment sections and says everything's unfair. Guys, the truth is, all the time and energy you spend complaining, if you would direct that to actually getting shit done, you'd be fucking amazing. But too many people complain, and that's why too many people suck at this game. But guess what? The more losers, then the easier it is to win in this game. And so if you take advantage, you put the time and the effort, you're going to do fantastic. And that doesn't go just for NFTs, but anything. So remember, never be the complainer, the guy who's, thinks there's some magic secret and shortcut to everything. No, be the guy who's going and getting involved, surrounding yourself with good people, and just put in the time and the effort, and you will get whitelist opportunities. You will be at the right place at the right time. I promise you, if you're sitting and you're complaining in comment sections, oh, it's not fair, it's not this, oh, but it's only because you got on whitelist. Guys, the truth is, for this whitelist, anybody who is in our WhatsApp group got in this whitelist. And so, like that's it. How did those people get on this whitelist? Because they took action and they exposed themselves to opportunities. How did they expose themselves to opportunities? They actually joined our WhatsApp group. And so if you want to expose yourself to more opportunities, then actually take action. Join our Telegram group, which is free. You may not get alpha tomorrow. You may not get alpha in a week from now. You may not get alpha in 3 weeks from now by being in our Telegram group. Okay, because it's a free group. I do whatever I want, okay? But you know what? You increase the odds that you're going to get some kind of alpha from me, whether that's tomorrow, in a week, or a month from now. You're increasing your exposure to good things, and that's how you get whitelist opportunities. So last thing before we end off this video, guys, make sure to follow me on Twitter if you haven't already. I give you also extra alpha there that I sometimes don't post on the channel. Even talked about UFC this last weekend, and just good stuff. Like for example, breaking down. Recently, right, I spent over $100,000 buying the dip in NFTs. I never talked about that on my channel. Like I never made a full video on that, but I made a full thread breaking down what I put $100,000 into this, on this most recent dip, right? So tons of extra alpha there. But guess what? A lot of you probably aren't following there. A lot of you probably aren't in the Telegram group, right? So you're just, like I said, expose yourself to opportunities, take action, and you're gonna get results. You get out what you put in, right? You get opportunities when you chase opportunities. You don't get opportunities when you complain about you not getting opportunities. You see what I mean? So some people won't, be happy. Some people are still gonna find a way to complain in this video. But guys, I hope you enjoyed it, because we are the only people, or I am the only channel that's going to show you how to turn $500 into $100,000. So guys, if you enjoyed it, you know what to do. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.